One thing that we felt was missing and that we wanted to put in Assassin's Creed Revelation was the storyline. It's a core part of Assassin's Creed, it's part of what the fans like and why they really follow the story. And for multiplayer, what we did is we really added a layer to the Abstergo story. When you are playing the multiplayer, you're actually a Templar in training. But this time around, Abstergo is going to notice what you're doing, and they're going to comment on your gameplay and kind of your leveling, and they're going to start to let you in on the behind-the-scenes look of Abstergo. We think it's a cool twist on the side of the story that we've never really seen before, and we'll finally get to know why they're doing the things they are and maybe what their motivations are. At certain points of the game, between matches, we'll have a little capsule of information that will pop up. It'll be either data on the company Abstergo or the Abstergo management itself that will actually start talking to you. So you'll be able to have more information on the company without really being interrupted in your gameplay. One of the things that we did in Assassin's Creed Revelation is allow people to have abilities as soon as they start the game. We didn't have that in Brotherhood, and we feel that that's kind of what led to a run and gun kind of gameplay where people just said, hey, I have no tools, what am I supposed to do here? And just kind of figured it out by running around and trying to kill their enemies. Having the abilities at the start of the game will allow people to know that there's a strategy and that they need to kind of figure out how to use these tools. And we do feel that at one point they'll try to use them and have a bit more strategy. We're also adding features in the menus before the game to give you more elements to really figure out how you're going to play. You'll get more information on who your enemies are, who your opponents are, and you'll be able to have a strategy on really how you're going to defeat them. So with Assassin's Creed Revelation, we're pushing the limits on the customization that we were doing in Brotherhood. We're adding a lot more options, so now you can change your character visually with different body parts. You'll have accessories that you can add to them. We're also adding emblems, so you'll be able to identify yourself with a logo that will be on the back of your character, so people will learn to recognize you as you come into the game. We're also adding elements that will change kind of the way the game plays out. So you'll be able to choose your two weapons, or your primary weapon and your secondary weapon, which will change the animations related to the attacks, and you'll be able to choose your taunts. So at the end of a game, you'll be able to, at the end of a kill, you'll be able to put in a taunt move that you've chosen that'll be your specific move, your characteristic move. One of the key elements of Assassin's Creed Revelation is obviously the solo campaign. It's Ezio's conclusion of his story, his trilogy. And when we're working on the multiplayer, we want to make sure that we evolve the game kind of in parallel with what the solo is doing. So you'll be able to find a lot of things that have evolved in the solo that will also be in the multiplayer. For example, some of the abilities will remind you of some of the bombs that you'll be able to craft in the solo campaign. You'll also have the same kind of moves that you can have with the hook blade. So some of those moves are coming back in the multiplayer. Another cool thing that we're bridging the gap between the solo and the multiplayer is that you will have assassinations mission in the solo campaign, like we had in Brotherhood, where you'll meet the multiplayer characters in their setting originally in the solo campaign. So we did that in Brotherhood, and our fans were really appreciative of that, to be able to catch a glimpse of how these characters really lived in a real setting. So you'll be able, in the solo campaign, to assassinate some of the multiplayer Templars that you'll find in the game. So Assassin's Creed Revelation is coming out November 15th on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.